Historically, filmmaking and tech videos on YouTube have not been the most interesting and entertaining source of content. In my opinion, now there's only one real quality that can separate you from the rest, and that's personality. Wow, that was so cheesy. I'm so sorry. In honor of this being a potato jet video, I thought I would make a potato jet-like background. It's not yellow, but you know, I can make it yellow. Just kidding, that looks absolutely terrible. We're not gonna do that. I actually have a kind of a weird story of how I met Potato Jet, I guess. So this year when I was at VidCon, I was at an epidemic pool party thing. At one point I was just hanging out talking to some of my friends, and this guy comes up to us and is like, hey, I'm filming a skit for my video, do you guys want to be in it? I think I was talking to someone else, so I kind of got pulled out of that, so I didn't end up being in it. But I remember watching them film this, and basically the skit was about like him going up to these people and pretending like they knew who he was when they were acting like they didn't. And I was just kind of intrigued. So after that was done, I asked one of my friends like, hey, do you know who that is? Like, yeah, that's Potato Jet. How do you not know who he is? He makes like filmmaking tech content. I feel like he would be on your radar. And I was like, I don't know. So that's when I went and I checked out his channel and I immediately was hooked. If you guys are new to my channel, I have a series called Playing with Fire where I get inspired by something another creator has done and I try and recreate it with my own twist. And today we're gonna be focusing on Potato Jet. One of the first videos I watched of his was a camera comparison between like a really bad old point and shoot, and he tried to make the point and shoot look as good as a cinema camera, which obviously is kind of impossible, but he did a pretty good job and it was really entertaining. So I thought today we would do something similar. I found this really old camera. I actually don't know when it's from. It's great quality, as you can tell. This is gonna be great. I'm definitely not overexposed right now. Yeah, so we're gonna use this today and compare it to the camera I'm filming on right now, which is the 60 Mark II, which is my main camera. I use it for basically everything. One, I want to build a rig that can hold both of them so we can get the same shots with both of these cameras. And then two, I want to compare the cameras and see if we can make this one like look just as good, I guess. Do a little Potato Jet style compare. It's not break it, you know, that's step one. So before I got started with this video, I went outside to make sure that the footage from this would actually work so I don't waste my time. So let's go over that footage really quickly before we get started. Wow, that's actually pretty good. I was not expecting that at all. Gotcha. That was not from this camera, but it was from the sponsor of today's video. I had to find a segue somewhere, okay? And this is what I come up with. I'm so excited about today's sponsor because I love story blocks. Every time I do a sponsored segment, it's from products that I actually like and actually use, and Storyblocks is a service that I've been using for over a year now. Last year, around this time, I posted a video called I tried to recreate the animation style of Into the Spider-Verse. I needed some drone footage of New York. I used to, in the past, illegally download video from places like YouTube, and this is just such a better alternative to get high quality stuff and not have to worry about copyright issues. You know, we've all been there. We shoot a video, we're in editing, and you realize, hey, I forgot this really important drone shot that's going to tie the entire story together. That's where something like Storyblocks comes in. Not only do they have stock footage, they also have music and After Effects templates, which are also incredibly useful to use as creators. They just have a ton of resources for creators to make their videos better and not have to sacrifice on quality or on budget, because we've all been there. So if you're interested, there's a link in the description where you can go check it out. I would really, really appreciate it. I'm sorry about that terrible segue. Okay, so I'm gonna stop talking and I'm gonna go see if I can find the necessary things to make this rig. I don't know how I'm gonna do that, but we're just gonna figure it out. Hey, Bill. This. I don't know how this is gonna work. Maybe I could just like caught it. I don't know how I'm gonna stick them to here. You know, duct tape's your best friend. I might just do that. I think this is it. I think we're just gonna go out, shoot some B-roll with these things. This is not very sticky, like, at all. That's not the best rig I've ever seen. Look at this stability right here. Okay, cool, we've got our rig. The other one just kind of sits here. I love how my rig is a piece of wood with my camera duct taped to it. That's really it. Wow. So, we're gonna start this comparison. I'm gonna go to the park real quick. Do they look the same? Definitely, I bet they do. Okay, so I made it to the park. I'm about to film some B-roll with both cameras. I forgot the ND filter on this one, which is a little annoying. Well, it still has a slight advantage over the other camera anyway, so it should be good. I think I'm gonna go home now because it's about to start raining. It's already starting to sprinkle a little bit. We're gonna go home, look over this footage, and yeah, let's go. Hi. It's the next day. Let's go over the footage I shot yesterday and see what happened. Honestly, this isn't that bad, you know? I thought it was gonna be a lot worse. It's not that bad, like the exposure is pretty good. Let's just ignore the fact that my lens is in half of these shots. Pretend it's not there, okay? That's not it. It's your imagination. The colors are a little bit off. It's a little grainy. There's these like weird vertical lines sometimes that appear out of nowhere, but maybe that's a stylistic choice. I feel bad. I feel like this whole video I've just kind of been bashing this poor old camera when it's not its fault, you know? It's trying its best. It's not a very fair comparison to put it up against a DSLR that's like 4 times the price and came out 5 years later. I feel bad. I want to apologize to this camera because I've just basically been bullying you this entire video. You guys aren't watching this video for the camera comparison. It's pretty obvious which one was gonna win. You know, as I was thinking about the topic for this video and watching Potato Jet's stuff, I was thinking about like, why did he blow up so quickly last year? What made him different from everyone else? As people who like to make videos, I think we can constantly get overwhelmed with things like quality and story and trying to make the best product possible and worrying about lighting and sound and all this stuff. The only reason I subscribe to people is because I want to see their specific perspective. It's not necessarily they're super knowledgeable or smart or they shoot videos in 4K. Like, that doesn't matter when it comes to making the decision of whether to subscribe to someone or not. It's their personality. It's what makes them stand out, and Jean's unique sense of humor and just kind of brought like a new personality to this niche that we just haven't seen before. And now I know some of you watching might be like, well, I'm not funny or I'm not outgoing and entertaining, and I think the biggest thing that you can do to stand out is just by highlighting aspects of yourself that are unique to you in your videos, and a lot of the time that's like a natural thing that happens. I'm definitely a quiet person by nature. I feel like that's pretty obvious if you watch my stuff. There's been those thoughts in the back of my head, like, am I boring enough or like not loud enough to be a YouTuber? Because, you know, traditionally YouTubers are kind of out there and a little crazy and yelling at the camera. That's like the stereotypical YouTuber persona, I guess. But over time that I've been on camera and making videos, I've realized like, no, this is one of my strengths. That's just how I am. Like, I'm not gonna start screaming on camera if I don't feel like it, you know? I think Jean has done a really good job of building his content around his personality and making it really entertaining. You guys know if you make videos, like the edit changes everything. Like, that's a lot of the time where you really craft the story and put everything together. You can make the most boring footage seem entertaining in an edit if you really try. And like, it might be a little corny, but you can make it happen. I think Jean has done a really good job of accentuating his funny side and really making it more fast-paced and entertaining. Jean kind of had the killer combo of also being extremely knowledgeable about what he's talking about, so it just worked really well in this filmmaking tech niche, because when you're listening to someone teach filmmaking, you would hope they actually know what they're doing. There are so many professionals out there who are making videos about filmmaking who just are not as successful because they're not highlighting aspects of their personality and really making that shine through in their content and making the effort to make it entertaining and different. And that's what I think Jean has done extremely well, and why, in my opinion, he has really become a successful figure in this space online. So I know this video is titled something like, I try to be funny like Potato Jet. I haven't been trying to recreate his sense of humor because that's just impossible because I'm not him and I'm not an actor, so forget that. Like, I think the biggest thing I've taken away from making this video, personality is king. Like, you know how people constantly argue over quality over quantity or the other way around? Actually, it's personality. And then the other two are kind of interchangeable depending on what your opinion is. What's something about your personality and your perspective that, in your opinion, makes you stand out from the rest? I want to know. Leave it in the comments down below. The conclusion to this video is so wholesome. Yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure you give it a big thumbs up and click that subscribe button if you want. And I will see you next time with another new video. Bye!